From here, we'll go to our next section, which is phones and extensions. In the phones page, we'll provide with information about all the endpoints on your platform. It will show you the phone model, the MAC address if one exists, the current location, the extension number, the name of that extension, whether the current device or endpoint is online or offline. If available, it will also show you the IP address. It will show you if a endpoint is currently in a live call. And it will also let you to see which devices are denoted to be hot desks. If a device is allowed to be, and usually this is maintained just by physical hardware such as Polycom handsets, I can click the word assign next to the extension number in this field here, which will make it a hot desk phone that can be used. If I want to search through the results, I can do so. If I wish to filter the results by a particular variable, I can do so as well. And I can also download this information as a CSV file. The extensions page provides similar information where it shows an extension number, name, DDI number, the dial plan, what type of calls can be made by this extension number, which user the extension number is assigned to, again the phone model, the site, and which device are currently in a call. If I select the button to the left of any of these extension numbers, it shows you some further information about their current pickup group, caller ID, voicemail, whether voicemails are stored on the physical device, whether voicemails are sent via email to anybody, the MAC address, and whether the extension appears in the company directory when searched. Again, in here I can choose to search, filter, or download the results. The page most frequently used, however, under phones and extensions is extension editing. In here, again, I can choose to search by a number of factors, and by hitting search, I can bring up all the extensions on the platform. It is in here you'll be able to add or edit extension numbers. For example, if we go to the extension here, 3004, and hit the settings cog, I will present you with information about the extension. I can choose to rename the extension. I could choose to associate the extension with a different user or even multiple users. I can change the site, the outbound dial plans, which restrict what type of calls can be made. I can choose to assign a caller ID. I can choose to block the caller ID entirely. Override the ring time before the extension will go to voicemail or overflow to other locations. And again, choose to whether I want to include this extension in the company directory. Further down, I can see which device is associated. For a physical device, it will be here you'll see the MAC address. If I want to change the phone type or the MAC address it's associated with on this extension number, I simply click the black X here to remove and choose the new item from the drop down menu. I can also choose to add to a pickup group in here. I can choose to enable auto start of video if I think that is relevant to this particular extension number, and also see some information about the extension number is currently status. Next, I can choose to edit the voicemail settings for this particular extension number, whether voicemail is turned on or off, how much time I wish to leave it before it goes to voicemail, the voicemail PIN number, whether voicemails are stored on both the phone and the portal, and whether I want voicemails to be emailed to an email address. In here, I can also choose what happens if someone calls the extension number, where it next routes to. I can have it route to a ring group, such as the support team. And finally, I can also turn on or off call recording as required. If I need to search, filter, sort, or add new extensions, that can be done at the bottom of the page in the left hand corner. From here, we'll move on to ring group admin. Ring groups, or sometimes known as hunt groups, is when a particular extension number or DDI is set to ring on multiple extensions at once. Here we will see the internal extension number of the ring group, its current name, the ring time, what will happen if it's not answered within that set period of time, and whether the ring group should pay attention to when handsets have call forwarding enabled or not. To look at this in more detail, we select More on the right hand side, and in here we can see there is an extension number of 2090, but also an external number that are due to ring. We can then choose to add additional internal extension numbers from the drop down list, followed by hitting plus. And we can also choose to add additional external numbers to this ring group as well. If we wish to remove an item from the list, simply click the black X next to the particular entry you wish to remove. On the right hand side we have options for renaming the ring group, changing the ring strategy from ring simultaneous to ring in order. When set to ring in order, you have options here to move items up or down the list, and also alter their individual ring times and per item in the list. We can choose to change the overall ring time, and also where this will go if not answered within 20 seconds. We can choose from all the multiple options that are available here. Depending on the option you choose, you'll have an additional option here for where that will reside. For example, we have chosen voicemail. We can choose on which voicemail box we want to leave the message. If we choose extension, which extension do we wish it to ring next? The redirects relates to whether call forwarding has been enabled on the Polycom handsets and whether the system should take this into account when routing calls. If it is set to ignore, then it will ring 2090 as originally anticipated. If do not ignore is enabled and call forwarding is set up on 2090 to go to somebody's mobile number or different destination, then the ring group will take this into account when routing the call. For caller ID and overflow caller ID, these relate to what will appear on the physical screen of the Polycom desk phone in front of you. If we enter support team into here, when a call comes into the ring group, as well as showing the number, it will show the words support team. If in here we put overflow support, this is what the extension of 4004 will see on their screen when they receive these calls. We can look at any current DDIs or any spare DDIs that could be assigned to this ring group. We can also choose to search, sort or add new ring groups. Next we go to Pickup Group Admin. A pickup group denotes which users can pick up other users' calls when their phone is ringing. To pick up a call, you simply press *8 on your Polycom handset and lift up the receiver, as if you were making a normal phone call. The pickup team will then define which assets or extension numbers you can pick up calls for. I can choose to remove them, clicking the black X in the list here, or choose to click an item here and then the add button. Again, I can choose to search, sort or add new pickup groups from the options available here. The on-phone directory and voice menus will be retired in due course, so do not worry too much about these. Phone reboots gives the people with the relevant permission the opportunity to reboot any physical handset on the network. For example, if you have renamed a user and an extension number, you can come into here and choose to remotely reboot a handset if you have worked on a large site or multiple sites. We'll go next to the contact center.